Welcome back. This is Zephyr, and we're going to be doing more of Saltguard, the Salt and Sacrifice mod that I have made. So I have pulled up the kind of tentative patch notes here for the next release. This mod has been played entirely on 1.5.1, with this first part as a test change a few episodes back. And I really like this. I'm probably going to do more with this. It might be a little bit different, but the idea is that I want you to be able to see progression between upgrades if you go to the NPC and upgrade your artifacts, your relics, as I like to call them. But that at specific tiers, such as 6 or 11 or 21 or whatever, you'll see this boost. Kind of to tell you that this is a soft cap point of power, kind of in the opposite direction, a soft boost, if you will, instead of a cap. I've got some things I still need to do. There's some modifiers on the artifacts, some newer modifiers that do show percentage scaling when they're actually flat. We saw that in the last episode, if you watched that, where my movement speed artifact really wasn't that good unless I was wearing a lot of heavy gear, because 35 movement speed really isn't that much, because the game isn't oriented around that mechanic. So it's a bit of a limited design in that sense. So unless you were sprinting, you're probably not going to notice that as much. And specifically, you're not going to notice it as much if you're not using heavier gear. So the default walking speed in the base game is 495 until you start adding on armor and stuff like that. At which point it can drop all the way to, I believe, 410 or 405 or something in that range. In the mod, the movement speed on your character is 500. It was 500 in the first game. You're actually slower in the second game because the camera is zoomed out. There's a bigger space between world coordinates. So I know some players, when the game first released, did mention to the developers and myself that the game felt sluggish compared to the first one, and that is partially the reason. Is most likely is that because of the upscaling of resolution. James draws all his own art for his games, and he drew all his art at a much larger resolution. So if you're familiar with the first game, the player in Salt and Sacrifice is about as big as the first boss, meaning Sodden Knight. So that is a massive difference in size of the visual textures, which is cool. It gives a much deeper level of detail on all the characters, but with some of the numbers unchanged. Otherwise, it may feel a little sluggish because, well, everything's zoomed out as well. So anyway, moving on, there's some things to be done here. I don't have the Pierce artifact or the Lifesteal artifact thing hooked up. I just haven't gotten around to it. I started making some notes here to just kind of get around to it. I crossed them out just so you know that they're not done. But they will be getting done. They're not crossed off in the sense that they are currently. And I don't know when I'm going to get 0.2 out either, because this is probably not the limit of what I'm going to do in 0.2. I'll probably do a little bit more here and some testing with some damage and health changes across the board, possibly as well. So something I mentioned a couple episodes back was that the base game did some blocking changes that I didn't do. My solution is a little bit more mild, and it's more focused at the high end. So small enemy blocks don't do a whole lot of difference in my mod. Small enemies attacking your block don't really change much. So if the damage, the stamina damage that you would have taken, poise damage to your stamina while blocking, would have been a base of, say, 20 or less, or 10 or less, I'm not sure the exact number, it's either 10 or 20, then the number is not modified. I want those lower level enemies to still be somewhat dangerous because they don't really do a whole lot to begin with. But as the damage scales up and eventually hits 80, stamina damage. Your player character only has a default of 70. And that's in the mod. I give you +3, but I also modify some stuff there. So you only get 70 stamina. So if you're going to get hit for 80 stamina and your shield is going to, reduce that, or your weapon is going to reduce that by 50%, that's half your stamina in one hit. And you're probably going to get multi-hit, which means you're going to be instantly out of stamina. And the first game gave you just absolutely buckets of stamina. You didn't have one pool, you had 3 pools of stamina, basically. It was just so immense how much stamina you could have. And so the calculations in the 2 games are basically the same, but you have significantly less actual stamina. But due to the fact that the game was playtested, and I was involved in that as a volunteer, it does lead to a situation where a lot of the numbers are just slightly off, in my opinion. Specifically at the high end, it's not an issue of just raw blanket balance to me. It's an issue of specific enemies and specific attacks being absolutely annoying or broken or just numbers out of left field. And so my solution for the stamina change is that it scales up to 20% between 20 flat and 80 flat stamina damage. At 80% or at 80 stamina damage, it becomes 20% cut, which means it becomes 64 stamina damage, which is now within at least your character's capacity to absorb, assuming that they had the weakest weapon at like some 0% stamina reduction. In the balance patch that the official developers created after release on Steam, especially with the free DLC, so to say, content of Alterstone, old Alterstone, which is very fun, but also very dangerous and very rough in some places, just due to the amount of flinging and damage and such in the game. They made it so that players take like 30% less stamina damage on their blocks from all sources. I'm only going up to 20%, and I'm only doing that on high sources. So it allows lesser enemies to still be relatively dangerous when you're blocking. And I want them to still be able to poise break you. But one of the other things is I went back in there and I looked at it a little closer, and I forgot that they had done this, or maybe I didn't even know. But enemies do take more stamina damage after that patch as well. So I have done the same. But again, I'm not using their numbers. So in the base game, the multiplier is 2.0, and I'm just not even trying to use some of those numbers. I am just doing a raw multiplicative of 1.5x, so to say 1.5 times the base value. So all enemies while blocking now take 50% more stamina damage, because they really should be breakable within a realistic timeline, even from smaller weapons. And there are some things that I want to do. They're not written here, but for example, I really like the rapier weapon, and it exists in some other games too, where it has high stagger effects in some other games, and I kind of want to make sure that the rapier has high stagger, but isn't necessarily breaking shields, things like that. So I will probably be going through and just kind of fiddling with some numbers to make it so that, yeah, you can still break some stamina off the enemy's shield blocks, but certain weapons might be better for just actually staggering enemies and dealing damage. Like the rapier could be high stagger, medium damage, or medium stagger, medium damage. But then the rapier coming across the shield might have reduced values. Same thing with maybe, the katana or whatever else. The high blade, as it's called in this game. It's totally a katana. Dead Samurai slash and triple slash. This was just driving me nuts. They just still do too much damage. So I have reduced them further from the 75%, which was, 25% cut or whatever. It is a triple slash, so it adds up to this 2.25. I have reduced it now to 66% or 66.7%. It's it's like this. But so it does round to like 2.01 when it's finally done. But this reduces their damage just a little bit further. It is probably not that significant all in all. And another addition I want to do is potentially add back some of the Guiltless Shard armor value. Give you like 5 flat armor. I didn't do that, but let's just type this out. Let's see here, from Guiltless. There we go. We'll just do that. So anyways, moving on from the patch notes, I know that there's a lot to take in, and I love to open with patch notes in my videos for my various mods. We're going to move over to the actual game here and close this. If the game will respond to my controller, that'd be great. My controller is kind of dead on battery. I didn't charge it, which is a problem. There we go. We'll go back to Bob Johnson here. Not sure how playable this game is going to be for me. We'll see here. So my graphics card is dying. I am definitely going to have frame drops at some point in this playthrough. And let me just check my... Where is it? That's not what I want. So the battery on the controller is doing good. Let's... You can probably see my frame rate drop there. I'm just double checking battery life on my controller, and just we'll get back in the game here. Hopefully we won't have too many issues with something technical here. I don't even know where my flasks that I missed are, but I know I missed some, so... Because I should be probably at like 9-ish. But I've been kind of rushing through, so... Our next task is... the worm, the frost worm. I believe we're there. We might need one more mage, but I'm pretty sure we're there. Yeah, I've definitely seen some frame lag here. Well, we'll go as far as we can. Can't quite reach those. There's a door there eventually. Oh, there. Okay. Let's be careful here. He has a kick. What are you? You're not allowed to kick. I don't know how it works exactly in the second game, but I can't imagine it's significantly different from the first. Fire deals a small amount of dot in the first game, no matter what. And in the second game, this enchant that I have... Sorry, I just gotta do this real quick. There we go. In the second game, you can light your sword on fire with this little enchantment, and it does 100% dot as a bonus of damage. Which means that damage over time will actually go through shields. It may still be reduced, but it should go completely through shields, basically. That's not a new thing, that's just how it is. Yeah, so much for the whole blocking thing. I don't know how much stamina this guy has, but we'll just eat through his block by doing that. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I would say. You can't just change a number sometimes. And while I'd love it to be that way, it just doesn't always work the way you want it to, in the sense of, hey, let's just increase this number because, or decrease it for that matter, because it may just, it may be a mechanics issue, not a numbers issue. And it looks like that might be a mechanics issue over a numbers issue in this case. Because the guard there, he just was not taking any, he wasn't getting actually block broken. And I'm using a great weapon, so... I'm not saying it should be easy, but it should be easier. At the bare minimum. See, I can 3-shot them. Ooh, salt cluster. Ow. My poor legs. What in the world? Oh. Frames. Where did you go? My poor frames. I feel like I didn't even see myself get hit. And then the other guy just clipped right through me. Get out of here. So now we have this shortcut. Oh, gosh. And so we can just go straight to the top here. This may seem super strange that there is a Arrowmancer in this area, but I believe the idea is that the boat, the ship, the airship here, it was knocked off course by a very strong wind and crashed in the mountains here. Something like that. And so I think the idea is that the Arrowmancer is kind of related to that. Oh, come on. Come on, frame rate. Catch back up. You can do it. I believe. I believe you can do it. See what I can do to help you out. I do actually have a new computer on its way. I don't know when it's going to get here, but this is quickly dying. I currently cannot play any games that have basically 3D in them. Although I can still use Blender for whatever reason. Probably because it's just like a single thing at a time. Come on. Okay, back to 60. There we go. One of the best ways to dodge the dragon is to quite literally jump. And that is true of the second, or the first game as much as it is the second. So it's very much the same kind of enemy here. He has a few new moves. You can also go behind him. You can technically outrun this, but you will still probably get hit most of the time. And remember, in the second game, you can sprint, so you can get kind of the other side of the arena really quick. The arena is smaller, though. So some of those straggling fire things can be a problem. Oh, that's a lot of pain. Just run over here. We'll run back over here. We'll attack you here. Whoa. He's tricking me. Okay. Oh, come on. Oof. Down to 23 frames there. Yeah, that fire is really hard to dodge. You can block it. Technically, you can actually parry it. Woo! He does have some new moves, though. Not quite the same dragon. He doesn't fly as much. Oh. The frame rate is painful. I don't know if you can see it, but it's painful. Ooh. And I'm using a flame sword. So you better believe I should be doing good damage to this guy. There we go. Yeah, I think the lowest it went was 23 frames there, but, whew. We got him. We did it anyway. We can open this door here as a shortcut. I don't know if I'll ever need it, but it's there. And then this looks really sketchy right here, but you can just walk straight across. And we got the chair rune. I'm going to call that the chair rune. Become the sacrifice. Whoa! Ow. Kill my fates. So I haven't done any fated runs, but what do we find here? The Nameless Neuromancer. I don't really care. What I do care is not missing this. Ah. So many traversals are terrifying. Oh yeah, that's another thing. This guy likes to fling you, which I'm okay with to some degree. See if he can do it. But Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, please don't kill me. Get me out of here. Be careful not to just panic roll either. That's always bad. You'll fall. I want to reduce some of the situations where normal enemies fling you off of ledges and ledge guard. I don't know how to personally solve the ledge guarding issue entirely. While climbing up, maybe you could have a smaller hitbox or ignore certain hitboxes from enemies until you're actually up there. That could be one way of doing it. Another thing is I'd like to make enemies like that. What is he a bear? What was that guy? I don't even remember. I want to make enemies like that do less knockback in general. So they're still dangerous, they're still scary, but they're just kind of flinging you a couple feet instead of flinging you across the world. We were going to go for light armor. Our strength is 40, so we're soft capped. Watch this. Oh, come on. Why you gotta be this way? I just need more salt, game. It's an addiction. Okay. Well, that's something. I don't know if it's even useful to use that, but we'll see. There are some fixes in the game after release that made a bunch of flinging stuff easier to deal with, but just undo that and learn this, and now we can wear this gear. I'm out of money, though. Let's see what I can do for that. Do not sell these unless you're in New Game Plus. You can continue getting these type of items, but they are no longer useful in New Game Plus. You can absolutely sell these, but they're not really worth anything. They totally should be. But maybe I'll fix that. Just in the sense of having the capacity to sell something. Oh my gosh, it doesn't stop. You can't sell tokens for whatever reason. Again, I feel like those should be sellable or something, but they're not. So, yeah. And like, this is a heart to an enemy, and it's... Yeah. But the sell value is not based on like where they exist in the world. It's just it's based on the value of the rarity of the item, and I kind of disagree with that. I'll look into that. I can't sell out of my inventory here, can I? I thought we could sell out of the... straight out of the box. Is that not possible? Well, that's disappointing. I swear you used to be able to sell straight out of the box. I used to sell herbs and stuff like crazy. Oh yeah. And then artifacts, for one strange reason or another, are extremely... like this dagger. Does nothing. Literally nothing. I don't need focus. I don't need parry. I don't know that it's going to matter. It's just so expensive to buy stuff. I have that weapon, but it's dexterity based. Yeah, so it's 5,000 per piece. I don't want eternal guards. I want the valorous loves. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there, I guess. I don't know. We'll go to the Elder Cops. So this is the DLC area. I'm not going to do that right now, but we'll do the Elder Cops a bit here. Crabs. And Cthulhu people. These little Cthulhu people, they're actually the guardians of the cops, or they're like the residents of the cops. They're not necessarily evil, but they sure don't like you. There's a sort of secret over here. I don't remember if I need to trigger something down there first. I think I might. Every little thing hurts. Pilgrim's Urn. What do we get? What? I think I might have broken something. That didn't do something. That was a level 0 here in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to touch this, but I'm not going to do it. This is probably one of my least favorite mages. Is the Force of Nature thing. He's kind of like... Well, he's Bibliomancer, so he's just meant to be like pure kinetic energy. He has one of the best blades, I believe, for the katana, the high blade in the game. But I don't find him extremely easy. I don't find him easy. Let's not look down. There's water down there, and it's gonna mess with my computer. Oh, it's not messing with it anymore, but it was. Some little reflective light shaders. I love these glowing trees, by the way. And here's the like mini boss of the original game. There he is. Hi, bye. I'm gonna deal with you. Don't get hit by the big guy. He's really big. Did I mention he's big? He's not even who killed me. It's a sad day. I don't die a lot in the sense of like maybe a first playthrough, but I still die quite a bit. as you'll notice. I'm level 60. I would probably suggest being closer to level 70, especially for a first playthrough if you're in this area. I know some people even are doing like level, or were doing level like 100. Oh my gosh, my inputs aren't even being done anymore. Stop, please. Prepare for the next thing here. Oh my goodness. Come here. Come here. Come over here. Get over here. Come here. Thank you. Wow, he timed that perfectly with my roll. They don't technically track you, but he attacked just fast enough that when I rolled through him, he was ready for the next hit there. I'm getting 30 armor just from this shard. Normally a lot of that's free, though. Normally a lot of that's free. Why are you following me? Why are you over here? We are not friends. Woo! Ow! Okay. Off-screen shots are fun. I even tried to block those, and it didn't register. It was too slow. Well, I am ashamed of my performance this run. That is, noted. Oh, I'm still wearing that garbage. Ugh. If I want range damage or item find. I'm not really using my ranged weapon. And this is an attack speed one, so I'm not really looking to get rid of that. Well, once we get to him, the Bibliomancer is actually one of my favorite bosses in the game. Go figure. He is quite difficult, but that is one of the reasons why I like him. Because he is difficult until you learn him. I think he is one of the more telegraphed bosses in the entire game. And therefore is, stop following me. Go away. away. Oh, I tried to roll through them. That did not work out either. I'm in carry 2. A physical defense. This is supposed to be hack speed. No idea if that's working. No idea if that's working. Absolutely no idea. The amulet's supposed to be like 5% attack speed, but I am running out of stamina quite a bit, so I'm going to swap back to the stamina thing. No, go away. Stop following me. What do I have to do to get you to not follow me? Is there a distance threshold that he'll stop following? That'd be nice. All I wanted was this. So yeah, if you're like me and have a struggle of getting through the bottom section here, what is this? Why are these level 0s? Okay, did I just never notice that before? Probably. So those are level 0s. They absolutely should not be level 0s, but there you go. That needs to be changed, for sure. Okay, we're gonna aggro. Activate. That's the word I'm looking for. And 4. There we go. Activate that. I think that's the actual true entrance to the other place. Now we've got Haze burnt these guys with a lot of health. There we go. The Bibliomancer. I believe he has one of the best swords. Actually, great swords. We'll do this. Or no, maybe it's not swords, it's he has one of the best hammers, and you literally smash people with a book on a stick. Okay. I love this game. I just want to preface this next statement. I do love this game, but I am not a big fan of the hunts. I am not, I mean, I'm not like, I don't hate on Monster Hunter or anything, but I'm just not a huge fan of the hunts. And I think one of the big things is for me, the summons don't make any sense. This idea that you have to hunt them and that there's, you know, there's powers and abilities, that's great. But the follow-up idea that there's some kind of summoning that needs to happen on every single mage, like Necromancer, sure. Fungalmancer, maybe even. Some other stuff, like, just totally makes sense. But, just not a huge fan of the monumental amount of summons and things that you have to deal with. Or, you know, like, how much damage they do, for that matter. Bye, body. I'll come get you, maybe. I don't know if that throws my corpse down there or throws it up here. You've got these, I'm gonna call them bookworms. Whoa! I accidentally removed my weapon. That random moment where I just decided to fisticuffs. We're just gonna go do this, I guess. That's my actual attack damage if I did that. Oh, it's terrible. I did do a fist run, but that requires a little bit of planning. Not a lot, just a little bit. If you do a fist run, make sure your gloves are a higher level than 0, because each level gives you 10% damage. Like this. Oh, it's not gonna do it. There we go. You can see it there. Anyway. Which way did he go? I feel like I'm in a cartoon. Which way did he go? Only in a cartoon can you get up and walk away from the punishment I've been taking. Tattooed finger. I can't even. The movement is pain. Nope, I don't like you. Go away. I don't like you at all. The amount of blocking some of these enemies do is insane. I mean, I've already nerfed their blocking capacities even more than the base game. And they're all just still blocking, so it might be a mechanics issue more than it's a number issue, as previously stated. And like these haze burnt dudes, they have like 20% less health anyway. Okay, we're just gonna pop off a little bit of my potions. A wild Bibliomancer appeared. I was not happy. Please. Please go away. I don't like you. You're not my friend. You're my friend, go away. Ah. Venomous words. That's what I'm going to call that. A runed tongue. Nope, 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 nope. Woo. Yeah, that was quite telling how much he blocked there. What if they just lack a block break animation? Ligustus Rhyme, the Undying Scholar. Okay, let's top off real quick. You want to roll into the book, if you can. I can't even see. If you can get to the right... I can't move. Oh, this sucks. I apologize for my raging. But yeah, I really can't wait till I have my next machine. This one is very, very done. It is done with life. It has given up. I think I'm gonna call it quits. Sadly, I just can't do anything with the frame delays. I don't know how this appears on the actual recording, but I'm getting into a point where I see something, I roll, and then the game just freezes and then catches back up to itself, and I'm already dead, basically. So I just can't respond to anything because my inputs stop being taken. The whole system is just not happy. I could probably do it if I wasn't recording. That's probably the kicker right here. The card is just not doing good, and it's a laptop. I've been playing all my games on laptop, so everything you've seen up to this point has been on a laptop. Not a bad one, but just no longer a good one. So in lieu of that, stay tuned for some more content. Until next time, I will do the Bibliomancer, probably on my new machine, and hopefully I can one-try him. One-try him and maybe even no-hit him. We'll see. We'll see if I can get lucky and or good. One of the two, or if not both.